Oh my goodness. You can make about 5 other dogs with this. Hello, my name is Kate and welcome to Habits of a Modern Hippie. You can see there's nothing around me other than a comb in my hand. So I am answering one of the most kind of requested things that I get here on the channel and on the pups Instagram. Don't brush your own hair with a dog comb. And that is kind of tips and tricks on how my girls are super chill when it comes to getting combed. And the other thing that I'm responding to is a lot of people don't believe that, one, I have to brush the dogs every day, and two, that when I brush the dogs every day, I get that much fur. So it is September 22nd at about 11:15-ish p.m. I'm doing this right before I'm going to bed, and so this is day one of, I believe I'm going to do it for 5 days straight. I didn't brush them for 2 days, and I just want to show you how ridiculous the amount of fur is. So I have not brushed them for 2 days. This is going to be day number 1, and then you'll see how much they get even if the days they're brushed are sequential. So you can see here for now, but the tip on this today is going to be the leg hold. So a lot of people, I get the comment, why are you pinning down your dogs? And I'm really not. Come here, Miki. Come here. Will you come down, please? No. Come down. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Down. Good girl. Come here. Ooh. All right, so I will show you on Miko, and essentially it works for most dogs, especially bigger dogs. You can do it with your hands on smaller dogs. But what I do to kind of make the girls feel a little bit more secure, and it's kind of like my version of a dog weighted blanket, is what I'll do is I'll pop one of my legs over the dog. And it's funny because you look straight on it, it looks like I'm pinning her down, but there's actually plenty of room underneath my leg, so it's not pinning her at all. It's just she gets a little extra security blanket while she's there, because sometimes I know grooming can be very stressful. So that is tip number 1 on day number 1, and I'm going to go ahead and brush both of these fluffs, and you will see it in time lapse. And as per usual, the only tool that I use is this little Andis comb. You can get it on Amazon. They fluctuate between like $8 to $10, but they're amazing. Are you super comfortable already? Yeah? But we will start out with Miko. It is about to be a change in the seasons. It's actually the solstice tomorrow. You'll be seeing this after that, but tomorrow is the 23rd and the autumn equinox. So she's starting to fluff out, which is one of the reasons why it was funny that I didn't brush for 2 days and I have just like tufts of dog hair everywhere. But let's get going. Okay, we are back for day 2. This is all of the hair in a biodegradable bag from day 1 that we're going to add to. Little Miss Tinkerbell down here is ready to go, and I have my handy dandy $8 comb from Amazon, always linked below. It's the Andis comb, but the tip for today is if you do not have time to do a full groom every day, which is totally fine, just do the parts that are important. I know that sounds like super simple, But when it comes to the dogs, if I'm only have like 15 minutes per dog or even less than that, depending on how my day has been, I just use that same comb and you do it once all over just to get out, hi, any extra fur that's on top. And then you focus on areas of the body that might get mats. So we'll look into the behind her ears. Just make sure there aren't mats there, and make sure you get all around, because a lot of times you'll just brush through and you'll miss pieces, like especially in the front. But ears get matted really easily. The next place I like to do is Tinkerbell over here. She likes to lie down on her sides and her back. Here, we're gonna shift you so I don't have to go shift the camera. Oh, there we go. So she likes to get matted here on the sides as well. So I'll just go focus on those, make sure that I get quite a bit of hair out of there. And just make sure that everything is lying down easily. So we have ears, we have sides, a lot of times the top of their tail, I'll get that, just like where the tail curls over. And then last, you really want to make sure that you focus on the armpits. So the armpits are another place that can get matted really easily. Just go ahead and draw their legs out and go in and brush through these armpits. Even if you brush every day, you might notice that there are mats in the armpits or behind the ears, and that is totally fine. Just gently brush through them. Yep, just found a mat here. There's a baby mat, but because I caught it early, it was easy to get out. But we're just gonna go through those armpits. We've got little leg pits down here, But yeah, if that is all you have time for, that is totally fine. Just make sure the next day or a couple days later, you go through and do a full groom. But that's all we need. So, to the time lapse of both Tinkerbell and then Miko, who is still very much so blowing those leg coats. But I will check back in with you for day number 3. You're a good girl. Yeah, you're such a good puppy. I love you. All right, we are back for day 3, and the tip today is make it a routine. You'll notice that I always look a little crazy when I'm doing this, and that's because it is right before we're going to bed. So usually I brush these girls right before bed. They kind of know what to expect, they know what's going on, and it just makes the whole thing way easier. You girls ready? Are we ready? So, on to the time lapse. All right, we are on day 4, and I had a horrible clothing choice for today. Black jeans, this will be fun. But the tip for day 4 is use your hands. I know that sounds really weird, but checking in with your dogs every day using your hands will help prevent injury or injuries getting worse. You can tell where mats are. You can just help in general when it comes to your pups. It's another thing too, if your dogs aren't big fans of getting groomed in general, especially starting when they're puppies, use your hands to mess with their ears, their teeth, their paws. You can go inside. Yeah, you can go inside their paws, check out the nails. The more you essentially like mess with their feet, inside their ears, all of that, the more comfortable they're going to be with it. And the easier grooming will be in general, the easier it's going to be at the vet, if they ever need to have an injection, anything like that. If they're used to you messing with them, they're going to be more calm when that's happening. And the same goes for puppies. I know a lot of dogs don't like their feet being messed with. Tank's not the biggest fan, but she'll let me. Miko cares not at all. Not at all, huh? None. But yes, and then the other thing where I was saying is using your hands is you'll see I mentioned this in my like Samoyed Grooming 101 video that I'll link up above and down in the description box. But you can actually tell if you get a feel for your dog's coat where there are bumps, and the bumps are usually fur that's either needs to come out, needs to be combed, making it a little smoother, or mats. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry, it is late. But yeah, so using your hands that way, and especially if you live in an area with ticks, making sure that you brush your dog every day and feeling, you'll be able to see if they have hot spots, you'll see if they have bug bites, you'll see if they have attached ticks. So just use your hands, and that's it. Super simple, but makes life so much easier. Are you ready? Yeah, you are? Are we gonna, yeah? All right, we are finally on day 5. And our tip for day 5, and the last tip for now, seems actually kind of counterintuitive, which is totally fine. But essentially, if your dogs are fighting you super hard, let them go. When it comes to my dogs, especially during training, I let them know that if they don't want to be brushed, they don't have to. After I do what I said on one of the earlier days, the armpits, behind the ears, just little bits like that to make sure they're comfortable and they're not matting. If they don't want to be brushed that day, don't make them. And so while we were training, you know, it started out like a few minutes a day and then a few more minutes a day. And now my dogs will let me brush them all the way through and hang out, which is really great. But they also know if they're having one of those days that they just don't want to deal with it, they don't have to, and Tank can like get up and walk away. And I think especially the dogs know that they feel better, especially like Miko, who is, she's blowing her coat a little bit right now. She feels better after she's combed because their temperature regulates with their coat, and if they're blowing their coat and there's more fur in there, it's just not going to feel as good, especially because it's been so hot here. It's October in a couple days. A couple days? Tuesday? Something around there. Anyhow, it's almost October and it's still like ridiculously hot here. It's getting cool at night, but here in Denver it's still getting up into like the high 80s. Last week it was 90, like over 90, just crazy. Anyhow, so while you are brushing your dogs and they want to get away, let them. And then slowly over time they'll learn that because they don't feel trapped, that they will hang out and let you groom them more and more each time. Well, let's get into the grooming and then we will come back and say our final goodbye. So this would be day 5. Yeah, and we'll go ahead. Oh my goodness, I am not even wearing makeup and I have dog fur in my sunglasses. My sunglasses? Wow, it is way too late. In my eyelashes, there we go. But I just wanted to show you, and no, this is not like completely typical because Miko is blowing her coat. There's a lot more fur, but you'll see in all of those videos that Tinkerbell, who is not blowing her coat at the current moment, is she releases a lot of hair as well. So if you think about it, think about how many hairs you lose a day. Especially you girls with long hair, you see that happen in the shower, and we just have like one little area of hair on our head. These fluffies are covered in it, so a lot of hair comes out. Essentially, one of the reasons I did this video. Hey Dave, can you come over here so everyone can see you? Good girl. All right, sit down. Good girl. So essentially the reason I did this video is I wanted to show you, one, that I'm not lying when we're talking about how much fur comes out, and that I do brush them almost every day. I'm going out of town next week. This will probably be up before then, so it will be very interesting to come back and have to brush them after being out of town for 5 days. But Samoyeds do shed a lot. I mention this all of the time, but they are not a beginner dog. There's a lot of upkeep. They're incredibly smart, so you have to know how to train a dog or they're gonna walk all over you. You're way too smart for your own good. But they are sweet and intuitive and obviously gorgeous. So just do your research before doing a Samoyed. If you are a person who can't handle having dog fur on your clothes, don't get a Samoyed. And I know I'm gonna regret this, but this is from day 5, and this is days 1 through 4 smushed together. Oh my goodness. You can make about 5 other dogs with this. This is why you need a really, really nice vacuum. So that is 5 days of dog fur. Also, I want to reiterate, this is nothing shaved, and it is literally just this little metal comb. I get comments all the time asking me why I'm shaving my Samoyeds. Obviously, I'm not. So yes, metal comb linked below. That's all you need. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below and ding the bell as well. Do lots of health and wellness content, lots of dog content. This is way too much fun, but we hope to see you again soon. What is all of this fur? Can you girls say goodbye? Say goodbye. That wasn't a goodbye. Say goodbye. Please say goodbye.
Hello.
That was a good goodbye. All right. Bye, guys.